Hi guys and girls. Today we're going to be doing a little quick tutorial. Now it's been a couple of years since I did a tutorial, so this is probably going to be a bit ropey as I get used to the swing of things again. But what we're going to be doing is using the products here, some pigments, some pigment fixer, some oil stain and grease mixture. Hope the camera's picking that up. We're going to be using a base colour, some mahogany by Pro Acrylic, but any dark brown colour could use for the base colour of the barrels. And we're going to be using some muddy grain texture and maybe adding some leaves to the base as well, just for a finishing touch. But I'm going to cut the video here and we'll come back and we'll start base coating it with mahogany. Okay, so as you can see, I'm placing the Pro Acrylic mahogany onto the barrels. I've lightly primed these with Alclad primer with the airbrush, but you can use a hand primer if you prefer, like Army Painter's grey hand primer, which is fine. So I'll go around the whole of the barrels with a mahogany colour and we'll come back when we've got a nice solid even colour. Okay, so here you can see that the mahogany colour has been applied to the barrels all over, and we're just going to start applying some pigments dry to the barrels. Now I'm using MIG by AK Interactive, not MIG Ammo, MIG by AK Interactive, if you get a little confused there. You can use AK Interactive pigments, you can use Vallejo or any other pigment you want, but I'm using MIGs, and this is the dark pigment tone, and we're just going to start applying it to the barrels like so. Just move this pigment out of the way so you can see, and I'm just going to randomly apply it, and you're going to see straight away how it gives a really nice authentic looking rusty texture. I'm leaving some of the mahogany colour behind because I want that really deep dark rusty colour to stay behind. I'm not worried if I get it on the base because we're going to be covering that up shortly with the muddy grain texture from AK Interactive. Now we're going to place some of the light pigment on, and I'm using an old synthetic brush here. You do not want to use your expensive Winsor & Newton brushes or anything like that for this sort of thing. So yeah, and we'll just go around, apply some more down towards the bottom. Okay, now it's important to seal the pigments, because if we don't seal the pigments, every time you touch the model, you'll actually get pigment on your fingers and you'll spread it around the model and those sorts of things you don't want to do. So we're going to apply some of this Abtalung 502 pigment fixer. Again, I believe it's by AK Interactive. Great stuff. And we're just going to touch the surface with this, and we're going to let it soak in, and we'll do that all around the barrel, and this will seal the pigments in and stop them being active on the surface. Okay, so this AK Interactive muddy grain texture is brilliant value for money. I think I paid £9 for it, and you get 250ml of the product, whereas if you buy Games Workshop's texture materials, you know, you get, I don't know, 18ml for £4 or £5. So highly recommend this stuff. So I'm just placing it all over the base like so. I don't worry too much if I get a little bit on the bottoms of the barrels, because you would get over spilt mud covering the bottoms of the barrels there. Okay, we'll come back in a moment when we've got that all covered up. Now we're going to apply some plants. Now these are from Gamer Grass and I think they're absolutely fantastic. They're pre-painted, as you can see, and it's like a type of plastic paper. And what you do, you just tear the pieces from the sprue, if you like, if that's what you can call it, a sprue. Then you bend them all up together. Not showing you on camera here, guys, sorry about the messy painted fingers. You bend them all into shape, different shapes, bend them over like so, spread them out, and there you have a little plant. So I'm just going to glue that onto the base off camera, and we'll come back when it's all dried and looking good, and yeah, we'll have a completed base. Okay guys and girls, so as I said, it'll be a really simple tutorial. That's what the barrels look like. The muddy base is still drying slightly, but it will look similar to this once it's dried fully. But yeah, that's how you make a very, very simple base with some barrels that I bought off eBay for, I think it was £8 for a bag of resin barrels, 20 resin barrels. But there you go. Okay, I hope you like this tutorial, guys. This is a huge thank you to my long-time supporters that have been watching my channel for a long time. So thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.